I am Ada Briem. This is my son Michael. I'm the wife of John and Michael's father.
And who was John? Tell us John's story.
First, when we first started dating, he brought this little 8-year-old boy with him. And I said, gee, I thought to myself, that's a bit different for a date to bring an 8-year-old boy. I asked him, who this little fellow was. And he said, well, it's my parents live in the city and they're not very well to do. And they can't really look after him properly. So he's living with me. Probably the only lie that he ever told me in his life. So it didn't take too long to find out that he was really his son.
And not brother.
Not his brother. So yeah, he was a wonderful man. We had 43 years together until he developed this ALS, and it was in October, I think, that he was diagnosed, and he passed in May of, it's going to be 6 years coming up. Mm. At that time, to be quite honest, I barely had an idea what hospice was. Nobody that I ever knew ever went to a hospice.
As Mom says, we wanted what was best for Dad, and he was having a tough time, and we just feel so lucky that he did end up in the hospice. Not more so because you get the proper care, you get the proper attention. It's just a wonderful place. Of course, it was all new for us, and right away, the very first time I walked into Campbell House, you just feel like it's at home. Everybody, all the staff treated us with great respect. Especially, Dad. Dad was very well cared for. It's an absolutely beautiful place. You feel at home. You feel welcomed. When I talk about you feel like you're at home, is that, again, over the course of time, and Dad was there for just a little more than 3 weeks. Over the course of time, many, many people and relatives, they all came to visit him, and anything was okay. Dogs there come and visit Dad. We had little, hootenannies. My sister is a professional musician. Mom and I, had I guess the great fortune to be there. When Dad passed away, we slept with him that night. So we were there the entire time. So it really just felt like home. But everybody that's there, and including other families that were there at the time, it was just it's absolutely incredible. When you've had an experience like we had, and as a matter of fact, we've had a second one with, I'm just pointing at a picture of my Uncle Eugene now. So here we are 5 years later, and Uncle Eugene had the great fortune of going into Campbell House too, and we were so happy about that because we had that experience, and it's too bad that all of us couldn't have this great fortune. Hopefully they'll be around in the community forever and continue to grow.
My brother-in-law was there. It was right at this time when it was getting really difficult, the COVID. So I did get in to see him and my granddaughter, my Marissa. We did get to see him very briefly. It was really good. After that, we didn't get to go in anymore because it was just, it was at the time when you could go and look in the window sort of thing, and see him in his bed. Mm-hmm. His 2 children and wife and their family. So He was a great man.
I've always been so lucky that Dad and I spent a lot of times. We hiked a lot together. With the hike and bike, it's probably one of the reasons that I participated in it, not only to support the cause, but Dad and I hiked all the time. Whenever I came up here, we would hike. And so, that part was just a little bit of a memory walk for me. And originally I would just walk and just think about Dad. And plus, you meet people at the hike and bike. But, as time went on, then also had friends of mine join. And of course, Mom would always be there. And when you talk about, the virtual hike and bike, still supporting the cause, and it's only temporary. And once we're over this, we're going to get right back into the hike and bike, where we all get together again. And I truly look forward to that day again.